Hey everybody, I'm back with another one of my videos where I'm talking about my CD collection. I thought I was going to be talking about Frank Black today, the lead singer of the Pixies, also known as Black Francis, legal name Charles Thompson. But before that, in my CD collection, I had Black Sabbath filed there. Um, this was my intro to Black Sabbath when I was in high school. I was about 17 years old, I think, and I saw the video or I saw a video, a TV performance of Paranoid, and was just floored by the groove of it because I was really starting to pay attention to the bass guitar. A friend of mine told me, "Oh, you should play bass. You look like a bass player." And so then I started paying attention to bass guitar. And I gotta say, like Black Sabbath, Geezer Butler is an amazing bass player, and it's a very bass-driven thing. A lot of people focus on what Tony Iommi's doing on the guitar because it's pretty revolutionary as well. But I think his bass line, Geezer Butler's bass lines, are just what keeps the song going, and it has a groove that a lot of metal bands don't have, which is why it's so irresistible. Anyway, this was. I didn't buy this CD when I heard it. I bought this years later. But War Pigs, Luke's Wall, Paranoid, Caravan's a very different song. It's very mellow and it's got like a tembla or something, like some hand percussion things going on. And there's a weird flange effect on Ozzy's vocals. Very different kind of song. War Pigs is an amazing song with a very heavy message about greedy corporate politicians starting up wars and sending people off to die for their own personal gain. There's a really great cover of that done by the Flaming Lips with cat power in some versions. But at the time, it was during the second war in Iraq and in Afghanistan, where the video they show facts and figures about the number of people that were dying while the song is playing. It's a very heavy thing. Iron Man, another classic. Electric Funeral. This whole album is just so good. It's one of those ones that you put on and it's beginning to end. But before this one was self-titled album Black Sabbath. And these guys, Black Sabbath were originally called Earth, and they were just a heavy blues band. But then they noticed how popular horror movies were. They saw people lining up to go see just different horror movies. So they thought, if we mix some of that in with our music, then we could draw quite an audience. So this has the self-titled. It's a self-titled album. The title track off of it is Black Sabbath, the first song. The Wizard, the Wasp, Behind the Wall of Sleep, basically NIB. Black Sabbath has an interesting approach where they have one song will have like four different movements and they'll all have separate song titles. It'll be one track, but there'll be four songs stuck together. I've never seen any other bands that do that. But like track 3 is Wasp, Behind the Wall of Sleep, basically, and NIB, Nativity in Black. And track 5 is A Bit of Finger, Sleeping Village, and Warning. They do the same thing on Paranoid. The last song on here, well, War Pigs, actually the first one, is War Pigs in brackets, Luke's Wall. And then the last track is called Jack the Stripper / Fairies Wear Boots. And it's like they just wrote these half songs and then stuck them together, and it works somehow. Anyway, I also have on cassette We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll, and on LP I have Masters of Reality. So I like Black Sabbath. There's more that I would like to get. I would really like to get the Mob Rules album. I was listening to that one day in a record store, and I really like that. I think was Dio on that one. If you got to replace somebody like Ozzy Osbourne, Ronnie James Dio is a pretty good replacement because while he um, just the range that he had was incredible. Um, I think that's all I have to say about Black Sabbath, other than to say Geezer Butler is a big influence on me as far as songwriting goes. And I like some of Ozzy's solo stuff, especially when Randy Rhoads was with him. But that's all I have for Black Sabbath. So next time I'm going to talk about Frank Black. I'm excited about that because I have the first 4 records of his. And I really like Frank Black. Now I think he's gone back to going by Black Francis. Now that he's back with the Pixies, and he's been back with them for almost 20 years now. Hard to believe. They were split up for about 11 years, and then they got back together 18 years ago, I think. I think it was 2004 they got back together. So yeah, they're closing in on their 20th anniversary as a reunited band, even though Kim Deal's not with them anymore. Oh, there's Sprout in the background. um, so yeah, I'll see you next time well, you'll see me. I won't see you unless you put something in the comments there. Um, see you next time. Take care.